This is the Earth at a time when the dinosaurs roamed a lush and fertile planet. A piece of rock just 6 miles wide changed all that. It happened before. It will happen again.
Ugh, that would be nice.
Louis Gil had a terrific first few innings. His stuff was electric. He had movement on his fastball. He was putting the ball where he wanted to, and then all of a sudden he hit that crunch, and the Reds took total advantage of him, and that was what we saw in the last few starts. I agree with you 100%. Louis Gil should be closed down, shut down for a little bit, and then move him right into the bullpen because we need some bullpen help. That would solve a problem. It'd solve a big problem. And please, Caleb Ferguson, I've had enough of him.
I know that the Yankees insist that Luis Gil is fine, but it's evident from the eye test that he's not as strong as he was a month and a half ago. He's running out of gas. And if you keep running him out there to get lit up, not only are you going to hurt his confidence, you're going to hurt him physically because his body is not prepared to take on this kind of innings limit. And as for Caleb Ferguson, I don't know what they saw in this guy. He is terrible. He's one of the worst, most unreliable relief pitchers that I've seen the Yankees pick up in years. He gives me Steve Howe vibes. And if you're a younger fan and you don't remember Steve Howe, look him up. He was awful.
Hey, Derek, Nick from South Carolina. Just wanted to comment, like I always have on our pitching, when we can't get 5 innings out of our pitching staff, it puts a lot of pressure on our bullpen, and our bullpen just, to me, they're just not there. And guys like Scott Efros coming back and Ian Hamilton, these are not the answer. These guys are at best, just average middle relief. They're not really that good. They're fluky. One night they're on, one night they're off. You really don't know what you're getting with them. They're not consistent on a game-to-game basis. We need to get a core of good middle relievers in there. I don't know where you can go get them at this point. I have one guy in mind that I've talked to you about, but for whatever reason, he's not available. And we need to get a closer so we can move maybe Clay Holmes down to the 8th inning or 7th and 8th inning where that heavy sinker would have more of an effect. And you also know that, I think Miller from the A's is a potential target for that. I think we'd have him for 6 years. And I don't think he'll blow his elbow out because that's why you have a coaching staff. That's why you have a pitching coach, a guy who teaches the kid how to throw hard, but how to save some of that so he doesn't blow out his arm in a year or two.
If it were possible to teach that, I think everybody would be teaching it because nobody wants their pitchers to get hurt. It seems like the UCL is snapping more and more often because guys are throwing more max effort. And if you take away his max effort, he's not going to be throwing 100 plus. Also, I don't think the A's are going to trade Mason Miller. I think they're going to hold on to him a little bit. He's becoming a fan favorite out there in Oakland and will be a fan favorite in Sacramento or Las Vegas or wherever they decide to play next. But yeah, we got to get some pitching, man. I know that Tonkin's been okay, Luke Weaver's been okay, but we've had some misses. We mentioned it last night on the post-game show. Ferguson is a complete miss. He has got to go. And, Victor Gonzalez was no good. Dennis Santana's been no good. Seems like there's been more misses than hits in terms of these pickups that they've made this year. So I'm not sure what the answer is, but there's got to be something out there that the Yankees can do because we can't keep running this same crap out there in the bullpen.
Hi, Derek. This is Kendall from New Jersey. Love your show. In my opinion, it is time to send Luis Gil to the minor leagues. It's been 6 ineffective starts in a row. So before this young man loses his confidence totally by getting rang up by a big league team, send him to the minor leagues, let him take a couple of weeks off, get his head back underneath him, call up a Will Warren or whoever that probably for a couple of weeks can put the Yankees in a position just to survive, or go on out here, Cashman, and make a trade for the next Aaron Small or the next veteran pitcher that you can find off of somebody else's team for cheap that will give you 4 or 5 innings. They may give up 4 runs, 5 runs, but you have a chance to win.
So a couple of things. I don't disagree that Luis Gil should either, go to the minor leagues or go to the bullpen or go on a phantom IL trip, but it hasn't been 6 ineffective starts in a row. It's been 3. And 2 starts ago, he went 4 1/3. He gave up 5 runs. Yesterday, he went 4 innings, gave up 4 runs. And that's exactly what you're advocating for, as somebody who pitches to a 9 ERA. I think we need somebody better than that, quite frankly. I think Luis Gil would be very effective out of the bullpen if you get him rested. But he's already thrown more innings than he's thrown in years and years. It's really just not a smart move to keep running him out there because he is clearly gassed. Clearly gassed. And it's just, this is a product of the Yankees not having enough depth. We've seen it with the position players. We don't have the depth to make up for guys going down. And now we're seeing it in the pitching. The player development system has got to do a better job. Now, the Yankees do trade away a lot of their guys. There's no J.P. Sears to go to. There's no Hayden Wisniewski to go to. We've traded away these guys. So, got to keep that in mind at the trade deadline, too. This might be a good year to pick up some depth in addition to going out and getting the missing pieces. See what you can move to get some depth. Maybe somebody needs, something that we have in abundance. Maybe they need a catcher. We got 3 catchers. We got a Platinum Glove winner. You want Jose Trevino? Let's get some depth. Let's move Austin Wells into the starting role. Let's call up Augustin Ramirez to be the backup. I mean, that's one option, but probably not the way the Yankees are going to go. But I'm just spitballing here. You got to figure out a way to support this roster with some depth.
Go on, Derek. Good little comeback there. Came up just short. Just wanted to say I think the Yankees missed on a real opportunity, honestly, to actually pass on Luis Gil this go through the rotation. They had yesterday off, and that would have been his start day if they just went on to the next guy on normal day's rest. They could have probably went around through the rotation without getting any innings on his arm, give the guy some rest, and he could have hopefully slid back in seamlessly because to a lot of fans it does seem obvious. He's got ace stuff, but the dude's just a little tired right now. And I think that was just kind of a missed opportunity. Wasn't sure what you thought. Also wanted to say I love the trade episode. Was awesome. And I kind of agree. I like Lucas Erceg. I think I called with that earlier as well. And the dude just looks good. And keep up the good work, man.
Yeah, the Yankees totally missed an opportunity to rest Luis Gil. They could have done it without disrupting the rotation, and instead, they watched him run out of gas yet again. It's just another dumb move. The Yankees continue to make dumb move after dumb move. They get in their own way incessantly, and I don't know what to say, but I would have definitely skipped him this trip through the rotation, and I'd find a way to skip him next time, maybe the next 2 times, maybe the next 3 times. It's clear to me that he needs a break. And I don't know how the Yankees don't see this. I wonder sometimes if they actually watch the games or if they just look at the numbers.
We got some Volpe daughters. He's hitting the 30 to 40 points over he did last year, and he's leading off. And he's on a roll. I hate to admit it, man, but I miss Stanton. I never thought those words would have came out of my mouth, but I miss Giancarlo, a.k.a. Michael Stanton.
So I don't blame anybody who wants to pull Anthony Volpe out of the leadoff spot. I think you got to let him play through it. I think he's in a slump. I think he'll come around. But I'm not opposed to giving him a couple of days off to get his swing right. I think he's a little beat down physically and mentally as well. Shortstop is a very difficult position to play every day. I don't care how young you are. He's banged up. And yeah, I miss Giancarlo too. But here's the thing. You knew he was going to get injured. Brian Cashman said he's going to get injured. He guaranteed he's going to get injured every single year. And we got nobody to back him up. They were counting on the Martian. Didn't work out. And, you got to be more prepared. I mean, why is Augustin Ramirez not up here? Why is, one of the other big bats from the minor leagues not up here? You got rid of Andres Chaparro. This would have been a great spot for him. Once again, Brian Cashman failing to provide depth when the Yankees need it.
In regards to Luis Gil, I'm thinking about putting that guy, maybe giving him a little bit of a rest. And, after the All-Star break, maybe putting him in the bullpen as our closer. Make Clay Holmes our setup guy, and maybe this will be the thing we need.
I think if the Yankees do move Luis Gil to the bullpen, he's not going to immediately take over as the Yankees closer. The Yankees wouldn't do that to Clay Holmes. What I think they'll do is they'll put him in for some low leverage situations to begin. And if he pitches well, then you'll see him get more higher and higher leverage opportunities. But I agree with everybody who has called in and said that Luis Gil needs to go to the bullpen. I think it's time. But I also think he still needs a couple of weeks totally off. Whether that's a phantom IL trip, whether that's a trip to the minor leagues, and you just sit for a couple of weeks, I think he needs a total rest. Not only has he thrown more innings than he's ever thrown before, but there's all the spotlight of being, this Rookie of the Year candidate and, getting all this attention. It's got to wear on him not only physically but mentally. I think he just needs a break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you after tonight's game. Thanks for all your calls. Continue to call in after each game, and we'll continue to do this voicemail show to get your takes out there. I'll see you next time.